we go over to our Seawolves here, who continue to roll forward. They continue to roll on. I talked about it last week about the importance of these last few matches in the regular season for the Seawolves before we get to the championship series of the playoffs, especially building off of the matches that you had where you had kind of a bunch of bottom feeder teams and you wanted to build momentum against them, tune up against them and really get big performances, especially without your captain Rico Tatting. They got a big performance in this win against Old Glory DC, the second team at the time. I don't think they've moved. No, they have not moved. The second team in the Eastern Conference in Major League Rugby. The Seawolves would win that one by a score of 41-19. So a good old DC beatdown. Our player of the match again is wing Ina Futi. Futi, another hat trick, his second hat trick this season. I believe this is second in MLR as a whole. 3 tries scored, 15 points recorded, 8 ball carries, and 172 running meters. So Seattle continues this stretch down the course of the end of the regular season with a big win, as I mentioned, 41-19. It wasn't like there was a doubt in this one. They didn't have to necessarily come back from a lot or make it this big thing against Old Glory. They were able to win this one by a big margin, especially going into that was the third last game of the regular season. Fourth last. I apologize. I jumped the gun. This was big. This was big. They continue to be without their captain, which, that's tough to do as a whole. But to get another hat trick out of Futi was big. To have AJ Latimu continue to play well as he has as the fly half for this team. I apologize. This is the third hat trick of his career in MLR, and he becomes the first player in league history to record multiple hat tricks in a season. Ina, to you, hats off. That's goodness gracious. Especially with Futi having the last few weeks after having had his hat trick against the Jackals, against Dallas. I believe, I don't know if this is updated for him. He just, that was huge. It's a big time performance. And as I mentioned, when we learned the news about Hathing being out with injury, we needed people to step up. Ina Futi has stepped up. That's big. And the exciting part is about this young wing is that he is, he's young. This is somebody that can hopefully contribute to the Seawolves for years to come, and who knows, continue to rack up the hat tricks. So very impressive there. Big performance from Futi. I'm sure he'll be in the MLR top 15 performers of week 15. I don't know if that list is out yet. We're going to check if that list is out yet, because our next note actually in team-related news is regarding last week's top 15. No, not out yet. But anyway, we'll get to that. So the on the 23rd, 2 Seawolves were named to the MLR top 15 performers of week 14. Blindside flanker Ben Landry with 77 running meters, 15 ruck arrivals, and 9 tackles made, as well as outside center Dan Creel. Danny, 141 meters run, 11 ruck arrivals, and 9 tackles made. So we wrap up our Seawolves section here. The Seawolves sit at an 11-2 record, 11-2, 54 standing points, which is good for second in all of the league behind San Diego. The Legion have already clinched their playoff spot. With 5 standing points, the Seawolves will clinch theirs. Their next match and the opportunity to clinch that playoff spot is on June 4th versus the Utah Warriors with a 7:30 p.m. Pacific time start time here at Starfire Stadium. We will see you at Starfire for that one. I believe the Utah match was the second loss of the season for the Seawolves. Oh, goodness. That was a good match. It was tough coming off of the loss to San Diego, who I just mentioned has clinched their playoff spot already, and they've been the consummate best team in this league this year. That was a tight one. That was a 6-point loss down in Utah on April 15th. So Seattle's looking to get some revenge and looking to continue to build their case towards the postseason and clinch a playoff spot.